All right. And now we're going to move on to the public comment section of the meeting.
And I had hoped to ask you all some questions, but I just read that you're not responding during this time. So I hope that if you can answer afterward, somebody would maybe be willing to talk with me about it or reach out. Mainly, I wanted to voice some questions and concerns I had about the unattended children policy. So, reading through the policy online, and it currently states that children under the age of 9 must be supervised by a parent or guardian. But at age 9 and above, no supervision is required for children to access any material in the library. So I'm very curious how this particular age was selected as being seen responsible enough to access, view, read any material within the building. So library policy also states that parents and guardians are responsible for what their kids check out, which I fully agree. But allowing young kids and kids as young as 9, which is extremely young, to access anything in the building without requiring a parent to be present seems contradictory to their safety. So I also read that your policy requires kids of any age who struggle with mental or emotional problems and need to be supervised in the building, but these conditions aren't necessarily visible to library staff. Struggling with mental or emotional issues isn't a physical thing that you might be able to recognize. So how is it possible to determine which kids at any age require supervision or not? There's really no way to know, and guessing at their age is not a safe way to do so. So I think that most people agree that common sense boundaries are generally necessary when dealing with minors. And if internet use is being closely monitored by staff and video surveillance, and filters are in place to comply with the Children's Internet Protection Act, I think that we should also strongly consider a book rating system to help identify minor appropriate content. Implementing a rating system for content in books would help parents set guidelines for their own children, but it would also help ensure that children and teen sections of the library are only promoting age-appropriate content. This would be the best way to help adults and children alike make informed decisions about what they're reading, and it would make the library a much more welcoming place to many families, which I read was one of the goals for the library, was to be more welcoming. So I do appreciate listing the digital ways to research a book, but that doesn't really address children browsing. So if you had a way to make that apparent, so you could pull it up, you could look at it, even for young children, that would be really helpful for monitoring content.